Yeah, we got the moon in Sagittarius at the moment. So when the moon is filtering through Sagittarius, this is a feeling of optimism. And of course, when it comes to being feeling optimistic, that's the whole purpose of pretty much, getting your water, your internal waters, to make sure that they're purified and making sure that they're clean and making sure that they're coming together and of course working together. Teamwork make the dream work when it comes to that emotional connection, of course, that emotional stance on things. Now, when it comes to the moon being in Sagittarius, see, the moon is exalted. The moon is pretty much is gonna basically be in the phase of exaltation mode. So that means you're gonna be pretty much feeling a strong, extreme need to pretty much be free, and of course, look at the bigger picture when it comes to where you're analyzing, of course, how you're feeling on the inside about something or someone. And during this time, this is pretty much during the waxing season. So of course, the waxing phase, this is pretty much the time to pretty much be reacting and responding towards planting good internal seeds, which will perfect when it comes to the moon waxing, and of course, being so towards its fulfillment when it comes to the full moon perspective. So basically, the seeds you plant right now, when the moon starts waiting in Gemini, that's gonna basically help your passions, your motivations, or it's gonna basically be a turning stool when it comes to that perspective. But the seeds you plant now is what you're gonna basically be falling in when the moon get into Capricorn. So, did you go high? Did you expand, or did you stay underneath the surface? Because when the moon going to Capricorn, it's gonna be detrimental and debilitated in that area, in that circumstance situation. So, what is gonna basically be? What's gonna be your status when it comes to that spectrum? How is your status gonna basically be out there? Was your status out there when it came to you pretty much handling your goals? And of course, looking at the bigger picture and of course taking action? Or was you just basically being around the bush, being lazy, not taking things serious, not getting serious with yourself, or just basically playing games? Feel me? That's gonna basically be the status that you're gonna basically be known for. And that's what you're gonna basically be attracting when the moon get into Capricorn. So of course, during this time right now, you want to basically take these 2 days, these 2 steps, and start feeling optimistic about something or someone. And how you do that is gonna basically act out through all your whole nature. Feel me? As within, as without, as above, as below. So of course you already know as within comes first, and what's going on inside, it's going to basically reflect. So you got your fire and your water inwardly, and you got your air and your earth outwardly. So pretty much what you're going through, and of course these phases that you're pretty much rectifying is what you're creating, of course, as a project, as a puzzle, as something that you pretty much have a connection with. So of course, teamwork make the dream work. When these things come together, and when these things collide, it's called a clash. And when things start clashing, it start to explode. For me, when you bust a nut in somebody, for me, they kill you. So basically, when it comes to that spectrum and that situation, the moon is Sagittarius want to feel the need. It needs to feel the need to basically be free, not smothered, and of course, getting away from responsibilities, duties, and of course, obligations. Now, Sagittarius is pretty much in its debilitation when it comes to Mercury, aka Gemini and Virgo. So of course, Gemini, Virgo, some Gemini, Virgos, you guys are gonna basically be dealing with some squares and oppositions. Also Pisces, you guys are gonna be going through a square. That square is not gonna be bad because it's home when it comes to Sagittarius. So it's when it comes to all these areas and locations. So for instance, Virgos, you guys may basically be too much into the details. Sagittarius is all about wanting to basically feel free, feel comfortable, and of course expand. Not look too much about the details, not care about the details, and not want because fire burns to reality. So fire signs is not pretty much looking at the spectrum of trying to see or pretty much look at the details. They just want to it'll see the details, but it'll basically expand away from the details. Because devil in the details will basically have you think that everything has got to be perfect. But of course, as long as you feel comfortable with being perfect with yourself on the outside, on the inside, the outside is going to basically follow through. But that's also something that Virgo and Sagittarius can learn from each other. Sometimes Sagittarius gotta learn how to basically be, down there for practical. Sometimes Virgos, you gotta learn how to basically have faith and hope. For me, you may basically not wake up on that certain time today, but you gotta have hope and faith that whatever's going on, whatever goes going on throughout your day, that's gonna basically go follow through. Now, Gemini's, you guys are gonna be basically facing a 180. And also, if you got Mars and Gemini, also you can basically, the moon is gonna basically be bringing some uncomfortable circumstance situations when it comes to your passions and your way of thinking and communicating. So that basically, what does that mean? That means With Gemini and Sagittarius, the Gemini is mutable airs, which means it want to basically be all in the air. It's not really pretty much predicated towards feeling and seeing about visions or expressions or putting itself into a situation, pretty much looking at the bigger picture. Also, Mercury is ruled by Gemini, so of course, also looking at the details, also looking for some form of, way of communicating about it logically, thinking about it logically, and things of that perspective. So it's like pretty much a masculine perspective when we're talking about these planets, except for Virgo. Virgo is more feminine. And also, when it comes to Pisces, you guys are gonna basically be going through a learning aspect when it comes to learning how to put your dreams, learn how to put hope and faith in your dreams when it comes to fantasizing about it. Because you can dream all day, you can fantasize about it all day, but you gotta have that fire, you gotta have that will, you gotta have that intent to pretty much go out there and basically go get it. AKA, you gotta have that drive. So that's pretty much how it's gonna be basically playing out. And Sagittarius, you guys are gonna basically be the prime example of what to do when it comes to feeling and seeing about expressing, and of course having a deeper desire to. Yeah, so all Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Sagittarius, is you guys going to basically be the example of what to do and what not to do. Now, the Moon is in Sagittarius, so it's exalted there. So that means we are going to basically be in a world of feeling the need to escape, also be in a world of expanding, rising above, traveling from within as without, and also having an area where we're going to basically focus this on a deeper perspective. So wherever you have Scorpio and Sagittarius in your charts, this is going to basically be the semi-sextile that you're going to basically be utilizing towards this day. For me, because when the sun is in Scorpio, your actions, you need to pretty much shine light on it for a 30-day process. And of course, the moon is always circling fast, moving fast within these few days. So the moon is how you're going to basically be reacting towards what you're pushing off and what you're paying attention to. So yeah, that's how it's going to basically play out. And this is how things is being created on a day-to-day basis. Now, when it comes to this spectrum right here, we all gonna basically now all the zodiac signs that's gonna be getting square is gonna basically be Virgos and Pisces. Now the opportunity signs is gonna basically be Aquarius. It's gonna also basically be Libra. Now the oppositions is gonna basically be Gemini. The trines is gonna basically be Leo and Sagittarius. Also the misunderstanding is gonna basically be predicated towards Taurus, a little bit of Scorpio, and also another misunderstanding that you're gonna basically be going through is going to basically be dealing with Cancer, but that's going to be the exaltation, where you're going to basically go to the extremes in those areas and in those perspectives. Now, for all the zodiac signs, yeah, those are going to basically be your aspects for these few days, and because those are going to basically be the characteristics that you're going to basically be getting hit with, aka influences. The oppositions will basically be obstacles or or opposing, aka tug of war. Squares will also be some conflict going on, or just feeling uncomfortable about something. Sextile is going to basically be opportunities that you need to go ahead and, of course, take charge towards. So you see the opportunity, you go for it. You go get it. You see that the store is opening right now. You know the line is going to basically be long. Go on the opportunities. Versus the gift, aka being a store owner, you got the gift to basically not have to worry about a line. Basically, you got to have the gift to pretty much just take what you take as you please and go. Now the conjunction basically be something dealing with your power, aka more power, or being comfortable to use your power, but also a whole lot of power comes with a whole lot of responsibilities. So that's pretty much playing out the characteristics. So whatever you got that conjunction at with Sagittarius, that's going to basically be a whole lot of power comes with responsibilities. We're going to basically break down these energies and how it's going to affect you. Yeah, so we got the Sun conjuncting Venus at the moment. So of course, you're going to basically be placed into a circumstance situation of having the power control to act deeply towards what you value and appreciate when it comes to your desires, your behind the scenes, your secrets, and of course, your sexual urges. We also got Moon trine Chiron at the moment. So of course, you're going to have this internal gift to feel comfortable with expanding away from trauma or expanding with trauma, because some people like that toxic shit. So also, we got Mercury trine Mars. So you're going to have the gift to think, communicate, and analyze and share your passions and your goals with people, places, and things that you associate yourself with. Also, we got Mercury square Pluto at the moment. So that means you're going to basically be put into a circumstance situation of learning how to take full power control and transform your way and your outlook of thinking and communicating and compromising. This may basically be a situation where you may basically be very clingy or need validation from someone or something that you're clinging on to. But of course, that's outdated. You need to basically go ahead and, of course, transform your mind. Of course, take full power control over your way of thinking to communicating about that structure, or your mind, your mentality, and your structure mentally will basically start to go through a transformation that you pretty much don't like. Now, Pluto is all about transformation and, of course, rebirth. So, of course, you got to have a new have a new way of thinking and communicating when it comes to regeneration. We also got Saturn square Uranus. This is learning how to associate your own reality. Learn how to have a new way of associating your reality and having your own unique persona doing it. We also got Mars square Neptune. This is learning about your passions and your dreams, and learning how to communicate about your faith, belief in your dreams, or learn how to communicate with some faith in your dreams. We also got Jupiter sextile Pluto, so you're gonna have opportunities to transform your meanings, your reasons, and your purposes when it comes to your dreams and imaginations and fantasies. Or you're gonna have opportunities to transform, take power control over your experiences that you're going through, or use your experiences to transform certain things. We also got Neptune sextile Pluto, so you're gonna have opportunities to take full coverage when it comes to your imaginations and when it comes to your meanings and reasons and principles. We also got the Sun conjunct Mercury, so of course we're gonna be basically acting. We're gonna basically be talking and acting deeply on what's on our heart and mind. We also got Sun trine Mars, so we're gonna have this gift to pretty much put intent and passion and energy towards our intentions that we have when it comes to our motives and of course our agendas and what we're doing. And we got Sun square Pluto. So that means your bodies, your energy, your bodies, and of course what your Sun square Pluto is pretty much a representation. Yes, so with Sun square Pluto, that means you need to learn how to transform your actions and how you and what you pay attention to when it comes to your relationships, aka stop paying attention towards things that's not helping you. Stop paying attention towards relationships that's kind of like, that's not balanced or making some form of commitment or compromisations going on. So that means if you're in a relationship or have a relationship that you're pretty much have a whole lot of hope and faith in, and these things or this relationship ain't moving or going nowhere, you need to transform it. Basically, that's on square Pluto. But basically, that's like a cusp energy because the sun is in Scorpio right now, but Pluto is basically in Capricorn. So that means it's be a cusp of dealing with. But you're gonna have. But basically, you play it like this: you transform the relationships that's no longer working with you. Then when that aspect and when that alignment move on, it's gonna be Sun sextile Pluto. So that means you're gonna have opportunities now. Basically, you left the past, and you're gonna have opportunities to transform and have the right intent when it comes to your desires and motives. We also got Moon trine Jupiter. So with the Moon trine Jupiter, this just means you're gonna have this strong, over excitement, comfortable emotional stance when it comes to looking at a purpose of expanding away from something or characteristics. And we also got Mars square Jupiter. This is learning how to pretty much. This is learning about your passions and learn how to this is learn how to put faith and hope in your passions or your experiences and not self doubt yourself. Also, we got Mars trine Saturn. So you're gonna have this passion, this gift to pretty much have a network that you can pretty much share. And of course, you already see people, places, and things that's already getting paid on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all over that shit. So pretty much, you have, if you put a whole lot of work, put a whole lot of passion towards what you're trying to accomplish, you will have that alignment work in your favor as well. We also got Jupiter conjunct Neptune. So that means you're gonna have this extreme. You're gonna have all the power to expand your dreams, your imaginations, your hope, your faith, and your beliefs. And of course, it's conjuncted because Jupiter's in Aries, but it's on the cusp of Pisces. So that means you have all this power, all this passion when it comes to expanding and rising above your dreams, your fantasies, and of course your delusions. But of course, make sure that whatever you're doing with these energies and how you're perfecting these energies, make sure that you are pretty much looking at the bigger picture. And of course, making sure that these outcomes is more, more horizonable when it comes to you expanding. You don't want to basically be dealing with no low ass really desires. You want some powerful desires that you can basically be able to actually move around with and of course maneuver with. I mean, the bigger the better. I mean, Always think big. Now, if you have the moon in Sagittarius in your first house, this is a strong emphasis when it comes to feeling and having an emotional need towards your personal experiences, your personal beliefs, your personal freedom. That means you need to go ahead and, of course, react towards these things, but you also need to pretty much apply this towards your dreams, imagination, and fantasy, aka act deep on that. Also, if you have you're gonna go to the extremes and you're gonna overexhaust yourself when it comes to your eighth house, your desires and your pleasures. Now, the seeds you plant now, either you're gonna fall, and now if the seeds you plant now is gonna reflect on your first house. The bad, if you plant bad seeds, you're gonna have some ups and downs when it comes to your second house, or you may have self doubt yourself when it comes to your value, with how you value yourself and how you deal with your resources and material. Now, if you have this in the second house, that means you're Scorpio ascendant. So you got this in your second house. So that means you need to pretty much put yourself into a circumstance situation of having an emotional connection towards what you value on a deeper level. Also, whatever you're valuing, you need to go ahead and, of course, expand that. Feel free to value and appreciate what you can basically bring to the surface. Now, how you're going to do that is going to basically be pretty much taking focus on yourself and act deeply towards that. Also, the area and location that you're going to go to the extremes is going to basically be your ninth house, your experiences. Also, if you plant good seeds, you're going to be fulfilled when it comes to your third house. If you plant bad seeds, you're going to have some ups and downs when it comes to your way of thinking, communicating, of course, dealing with your environment, your surroundings, and your friends. Now, if you got to see your third house, you're a Libra ascendant. So that means you can be placed into a circumstance situation of having an emotional need to connect towards your way of thinking and communicating, of course, expanding your mind and others when it comes to your environment and your surroundings. Now, how you should be doing this is second house, aka make sure whatever you're making sure you're doing this with someone or something or a gift or a talent. Now, if you're playing good, now the area and location that you're going to go to the extremes of of exhausting yourself is going to be your 10th house, your status, your career, and of course what you're known for. Also, if you plant bad seeds, you're going to go through some ups and downs when it comes to your fourth house, home and family and privacy and your comfortability. If you're playing good seeds, that means you're going to be basically good when it comes to your fulfillment, your home, family, and privacy when it comes to Capricorn in the fourth house. If you have Sagittarius in your fourth house, it's it goes to the extremes here. That's what we're gonna basically say. Now you a Virgo ascendant, so that means you pretty much need to have a emotional comfortability towards getting away from home and family, or feeling the need to pretty much live in a big home and family. You need to do this when it comes to having a deep desire when it comes to your environment, your surroundings. The area location that you're gonna go to the extremes in is gonna basically be your association with your friends. If you plant bad seeds, you're gonna have some ups and downs with your creativity. Yeah, so with that basically being said. Now, if you have Sagittarius in your fifth house, you're gonna have a gift to have an emotional connection when it comes to your creativity, your talents, and how you express yourself. AKA, feel the need to pretty much feel free to pretty much express yourself when it comes to your creative endeavors and of course dealing with your home, family, and children. Now, also, how you need to be doing this is basically having a deeper connection when it comes to your privacy and your comfortability. Also, you're gonna overexhaust yourself when it comes to your dreams, imaginations, and fantasies. Now, also, if you plant bad seeds, you're gonna have some ups and downs, and you're gonna have some situations dealing with your health, your work, and your routine. If you plant good seeds, you're gonna be good with that sixth house. Now, if you got Sagittarius in your sixth house, it's kind of like debilitated. So you're Cancer ascendant. So that means you pretty much need to have what you need to be doing is learning how to have. But also, Sagittarius is gonna exhaust here. You're gonna have some what you basically need to be doing in this house right here is learn how to have an emotional connection towards looking at the bigger picture when it comes to what you do on a day-to-day basis. And you pretty much you need to have a deeper connection towards having some form of creative endeavors with it. And also the area and location that you're going to go to the extremes in is going to basically be your first house. You're going to pretty much actually the area and location that you're going to exalt yourself is going to basically be your first house, the personal life, or the personal individual that's in it. Also, you're gonna basically be dealing with some circumstance situations, dealing with some ups and downs, good or bad, if you're playing good seeds or bad seeds. Now, if you got Sagittarius in your seventh house, it's exalted here, but also by default you're a Gemini ascendant, so of course you're gonna be dealing with 180. So that means your personality, how you personally express yourself is gonna be at odds. But you're gonna have opportunities to expand when it comes to your relationships, hope, faith, and luck, or looking at the bigger picture, or expanding with relationships with people, places, and things all around the world. But you also basically need to do this on a day-to-day basis, aka apply this when it comes to your work, health, and routines and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis at work or dealing with your employees or management. You also gonna basically exhaust yourself, overexhaust yourself when it comes to your second house. Things you value, your money, your resources, your material, and of course your comfortability, your safety, and security. You may basically be very lazy during this time. But the seeds you plant during this time, you're gonna basically be fulfilled or unfulfilled when it comes to your eighth house, Capricorn energies, aka when the moon gets into Capricorn. The seeds you plant, you're gonna basically be dealing with some ups and downs on a deeper level, good or bad. Now, if you got Sagittarius in your eighth house, your Taurus ascendant, so that means you need a in this house right here, you can be placed into a circumstance situation of reacting deeply towards how you can get away from deep emotional attachment towards things that no longer serve you, good or bad. Yeah, so the moon being in Sagittarius in the eighth house, this is pretty much having a new way of feeling emotionally. This is pretty much being mutable and adaptable towards emotional, deeper connection when it comes to your desires and, of course, your secrets. Also, you need to be basically doing this when it comes to your relationships with people, places, and things on a deeper level. Also, you can be dealing with a semi-sextile. You're also going to exhaust yourself and overexhaust yourself when it comes to your third house, overthinking about things and overanalyzing about things, which can pretty much debilitate you. Now, to see if you plant good seeds in this house, you can be fulfilled when it comes to your experiences of dealing with status, career, and goals and transformation, which can be good or bad, depending on how you do it. Now, if you got Sagittarius in your ninth house, it's home and it's of course, it's comfortable here. So you're gonna have the gift and the power and control to pretty much have this new emotional connection when it comes to your meanings, your purposes, and your way of traveling internally and externally. Now, in this house and location right here, you need to be doing this when it comes to desires. You need to be behind the scenes when it comes to your experiences on doing these things. The house and location that you're going to go to the extreme of overexhausting yourself is your fourth house, your home and your family. Now, the house and location that you can be fulfilled or unfulfilled when the moon gets into Capricorn is going to basically be your 10th house. Either you're going to be fulfilled or either you're going to either you're going to be pretty much fulfilled when it comes to your status, your career, your reputation, and what you're known for, or you'll be unfulfilled, depending on the seeds you plant when the moon is at church. Now, if you got this in your 10th house, you can be placed into a circumstance situation of dealing with a little bit of ups and downs right here because, of course, Sagittarius falls there, but of course, it falls deep here. But what you need to be doing is having an emotional connection towards your career and your goals, and of course, your spirituality and how you're seen. You also basically need to be doing this when it comes to having hope, faith, and luck within inside yourself when it comes to the Scorpio side. You're also going to overexhaust yourself when it comes to your creative endeavors and your hobbies. And if the seeds you plant right now, you're going to be fulfilled and unfulfilled when it comes to what you associate yourself with or who's around you associating themselves with you. You got this in your 11th house. You're going to be placed into a circumstance situation of having an emotional connection towards expanding with your groups and your friends or expanding away from them. And how you need to be doing this is, aka, you need to be the boss. And also, you're going to outburn yourself when it comes to your service towards helping others. And you're going to be fulfilled and unfulfilled when it comes to your 12th house of being that when the moon gets into Capricorn, last but not least. You got Sagittarius in your 12th house. It's going to be home and comfortable here, but of course, it's going to deal with some ups and downs. But you need to be learning how to have an emotional connection towards rising above your subconscious or expanding when it comes to your dreams, imaginations, and fantasies. How you need to be doing this is associating yourself with the world and networking this, and of course, broadcasting this. The house and location that you're going to outburn yourself and exhaust yourself when it comes to that is going to be your relationships. And if you're planting good seeds, the moon getting a Capricorn, you'll be fulfilled when it comes to your personal life, your personal duties, your personal goals, your personal responsibilities, of course, your personal desires. And that's going to be the energies.